Hello, on this video I'm going to talk about the floating point, its accuracy, and also a little bit on how to format the floating points. So let's take a look at some code now. Floating points are a data type that allows you to store decimal value. So in this case it prints just a 3.456. And we can also use the scientific notation for that. And the scientific notation, we use the e and then minus or plus a number. So in this case here, this is the equivalent of dividing this by 1,000. Or you can do the other way around and not put the negative number. So this is equivalent to multiplying by 1,000. And so on. But now let's take a look on the accuracy now. Before that, let's go to this website where we can find the documentation of Python floating point. And right here it says that unfortunately, these numbers are not accurate all the time. And they're only approximate numbers. So let's take a look on some code and take a look on this kind of problem. So here I have the float, which is 1.999, and when I run this program I get 2. It's a very good approximation though, but that's not the same value. But now let's do some calculation now. So you have 1.1 plus 1.1 plus 1.1, and the expectation is that we would have 3.3. But when I run the program I have more than 3.3. So this here is a little bit not accurate. One way to get around of this is to just round the numbers to 2 decimal points. And then you will have your 3.3. Let's take a look on some more examples. For exponential operations, 3 to the 3rd power. So if I run 27, looks good. Now let's keep going. So that value is exactly 125 with a 1/3 power, which is exactly like this number and exactly like 5. So let's run this program now. And I got 5. And now I'm going to run this exact same code on a different computer. And when I run this on a different computer, I got a different result. So that's another thing to notice. The results change depending on the computer you're running your code on. Now let's take a look on the math module to do something similar. So I'm going to run this code here. I got 5. And now I'm going to run again exactly the same code on a different computer. And I get 4.99999 so on. So exactly the same code, different computer, and you get different results. And the last thing I want to talk about is how to format these things. So here I'm going to print just a simple number. But what if I want to print in a different way? So there's many ways for us to do that. And one of them is to format them. So here I'm formatting. I'm putting a dot and then the number 1. And this number 1 means I just want 1 digit after the dot. So if I print this, I end up with 1 digit. And notice that it rounds up. I can do 2 digits and so on. And I can also put a comma right here. And if I put a comma, it put a comma right here on the thousands. And I'll talk more about formatting numbers in a future video. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.